Belisarius Prime. Let's talk about this. A lot of people, yeah, let's talk about it, man, because this is interesting. This is a topic, man. This is something. You know, who should in this video I'm going to talk about who should work on Belly Prime. Is he good? Where is he good? I'm not going to go over possible pairings. I'll be making a more in-depth guide when he's released. When I can go over his kit and kind of like look at some testing. But who should work in Belly Prime? When should you work in him? What does he do? Where does he shine? Let's talk about it. So his active skill, I think, is pretty solid. 2400 damage to a single target. It's not AoE. AoE is king in the open field, but single target damage is nice in duels. Single target damage is nice for when you focus all your damage on one target. I do believe that you want at least one, maybe two single target damage commanders in your murder ball because you want to have some commanders that are focusing all their damage onto the target you're hitting. That is good. Now, his second skill, and believe it or not, second skill, okay, let's get into it. This commander's cavalry gains 30% attack, 20% march speed. When this commander's troop exits combat, cavalry units in the troop gain 60% march speed. So, this is good for getting away, if you can get away. He does have the mobility tree. So, let's say you're fighting, I don't know, you hit a resource node, you leave, you exit combat. Exiting combat is when the exiting combat counts as when let's say you're hitting someone and then you run away. They're chasing you for a little bit, but then the combat is over, like the trade is over. You receive a battle report. Once you receive the battle report with the target you have engaged, that's when the combat is over. So he is going to be good for getting away. But I think it would be better if his skill was 60% extra march speed for 5 seconds when you exit combat and or leave a resource node. That I think would be more powerful, even still. His third skill, this commander troops take 10% less skill damage. This commander's troop is attacking another troop on the map, and the target has less than 80% units remaining. This commander's troop deals 30% skill damage. I'm gonna explain why I think this is an okay skill, and I think it's very okay. Not good, not necessarily a bad skill, but it's okay, which in turn, isn't good because it's okay. 10% skill damage taken reduction. This commander should have been released I don't know, a year ago, maybe even more. Takeda takes 5% less skill damage. I think Attila takes 15 or 30% less skill damage. LC takes 20% less skill damage. I mean 10% less skill damage taken and dealing 30% more when there's less than 80% units. That means that for the duration of when you're targeting a fully kitted out march, a march that's at 300k or even more, there's a huge window of opportunity where you're not even getting benefit from this skill. you're like it's just there's a huge window where you're not even getting benefit from this skill, dude. I get that 80% getting someone below 80% doesn't take a lot, but I mean, I don't know. This commander's cavalry units gain 25% defense. This is lower defense than his epic version. Yikes. I mean, it is only by 5%, but I mean, seriously, bro. When this commander's troop is on the map, whenever it launches a basic attack, it has a 10% chance to deal direct damage to the factor with a 5-second cooldown. 5 seconds. Are you kidding me? He's not going to be good as a primary. He has the mobility tree. The mobility tree is super slow casting. There's no rage engine at all. So sure, you are going to be able to get this off every turn. But this needs to be on if for 500 damage factor instant proc to be good, it's got to be 3-second cooldown, bro. It's got to be a 3-second cooldown. Straight up, dude. Now his expertise, I mean, look, dude, if we take a look at his expertise, I'm just going to call it right now, man. I think this is a commander that's only good in 5 or more marches, and I think everyone should, if you're a low spender, maybe even medium, you probably should skip this commander, finish your old projects, finish your Zoo Legions, finish your LCs, finish your even Nevskis at this point, and then just save for the next release, man. This commander is good for low spenders because he's really good and skippable. I don't know. If this commander's target troop is surrounded, so if the target you are hitting is surrounded, the target receives extra damage based on the number of targets surrounding it. 6% all damage at 3 troops is weak. 9% extra all damage from 4 troops is weak. 5%, 12% more all damage when 5 troops are surrounding it. This is why I say this commander, you really only grab him if you have 5 or more marches. Now, you might make the argument, well, hey, Lizard, when you're in a murder ball and you're fighting with your alliance, everyone is hitting everyone, right? And although that is true, you could run this guy at a 3-march lineup and you would get some benefit from his expertise. You should not rely on your allies and your coalition members surrounding the target that you're hitting because everyone is managing their own murder balls. That's not good. You can't rely on that. You have to get this commander when you're looking at 5 or more marches. And even then, should you get him, dude? I think, heck no, dude. He doesn't replace William. He doesn't replace Nevsky. Now, on the Nevsky topic, I actually want to point out, I received a lot of backlash and hate on my Nevsky videos, which I understand, makes sense. Just because I said Nevsky could be out of the meta, I don't think that he's benched. I don't think he's, bad. I just think that, when Nevsky, I had told people to stop investing in Nevsky, because we have a new Cav coming up, and it's possible that the new Cav could have replaced Nevsky in this as number 1 priority. I said this lots. I didn't think Nevsky was bad, but now we can clearly see that this is not the case. It really is not the case. I still think Huo and Nevsky are the first 2 Cav commanders you should work on. You go either Huo Joan, Nevsky Joan, or Nevsky William, Huo William. That's going to be your go-to for Cavs. So this guy, he's good at 5 or more marches. If you don't have 5 or more marches, you should probably skip him. Even if you have 5 or more marches, I still think you should skip him. He's going to be good for farm killing because he has the mobility tree. He probably is going to be fast in the open field, which might be annoying. We might see a niche playstyle out of Belisarius where because he has a strong debuff, you march in quick, you debuff a player for 3 or 4 turns, you leave, and then you just freaking get back out. I don't know. This commander's looking like we're going to have to wait and see some testing. I'm excited for the new Garrison commander, but I think this commander is a hard skip, man. I am not investing in this commander at all. I'm not even going to unlock this commander. I mean, I might grab him and take him to 4 stars and just play around with his skills a little bit. I don't know. Comment down below if you guys want to see me play around with him. I think players should skip this commander, finish their Nevskys, finish their Huos, finish their projects, and then save for the next commander. Peace.